how I almost got raped simply because I was actually trying to prove that I am a big girl. Far back as at when I was 17 years old, I met this guy. And this guy, I actually met him on the way to visit my father. At that time, my father broke his thigh bone and he was in the hospital. And you know, being father and daughter relationship, I was so close to my daddy that I couldn't leave him to stay in the hospital all alone. So I was always going to the hospital, carrying food there. At that time, I was working in a secondary school. I was on this very faithful day I met this guy. He was a guitarist, so he held a guitar. And I don't know how we got talking, but we got talking. And being the kind of free-spirited human being that I am actually very open, and so I'm very friendly. And so we got talking, and each day I passed there, I see him, and you know, we continued for previous conversations, and that was it. And so on and on and on. I just got to like this guy, just normal, like, oh, no relation. You know, I was just friends. Let me just say, not friends. I was just being a great acquaintance. Yes, that is the word. So every time I go, I see him, we talk. Oh, my friend of yesterday, and that was it. And so fast forward to how I almost got raped. Okay, so this very faithful period, my father was not actually able to get sleep the 2 days before, and so he was bothered. And then he asked the doctor what is making him not to sleep, and so that was how the doctor prescribed the drugs for him to use. Then my father happened to send me that, and so when he sent me, when I was going, I actually met some of my colleagues. These two of my colleagues, they are very good disturbers, Michael and Emmanuel. And so we got those ones, they like disturbing me. I think that is their own mission in my life. They just like disturbing me, and so anytime they see me, they must engage me in a conversation. They must just find something. They just want to do for my job anyways. And so me and those ones got talking. I think I also actually met another of my classmates that same day, and we were talking. It is in the evening, you know, my father is waiting for me at home, and so I've actually spent over an hour. Then I happened to rush and go and get the medicine, knowing that my father is waiting for me. That man wants to sleep, and the daughter, the gist for you. And so while I was going back, I met this guy again. And at this time, he was holding this disposable cup. He was holding a number of them. Let me just say 50 or 100 pieces. And then when I met him, like, oh, I can't remember his name. Let me just call his name Jide. Oh, Jide, how are you? I was like, oh, everybody, we just got. And I told him, I said, what are you doing? I said, I came to get drugs. My father happens not to sleep for these days, and they prescribed this drug for him. So I came to get it for him. So I'm going. He was not like, can you just help me, accompany me down the street? You know, there's an hotel down the street. I want to go and drop this cup in the bar of the hotel. I was not like, I'm late though. Now, okay, don't worry, when you follow me there, I'm going to see you off to where your daddy is. Like, see me up. I'm like, okay, if that's it, okay, let's go. That was how I happened to shoot myself in the foot. Then I followed this guy there. Okay, I was actually in the area, and I told him, so we just got talking down to the hotel, and he went to drop the cup in the bar. Okay, I was waiting. When he finished, I was like, well, let us go. He was like, oh, I have a room in this place, so and I want to go and get my laptop. I'm like, okay, no problem, go and get it. I'm in the hurry, as I said earlier. Go and get it and let us start going. Like, follow me now. Like, what am I following you again to go and do inside room? You want to go and carry laptop? Hey, go and carry. She means carry. You want to carry? Go and carry. Let us go now. I was not like, okay, go and carry. I was not like, okay. Then he went. He did not go. He now came to me. He said, follow me now. Why you are that man? For you to follow me here, problem for you to say you are just. You were not like, are you a small girl? Because I was trying to prove to this guy that I was not a small girl. There was no big deal. Dear ladies, there's big deal in some things that you're not supposed to do. And so I happened to follow him into the room. I said, yeah, bring your laptop. He opened the laptop. He on the laptop, and you know the light from the laptop shone into the room. Because it was a dark room, there was no light inside. And that was how, okay, when I saw the laptop on, I was comfortable. Then, before you know it, that was how this guy, I didn't know when he came to my bag. You know, it's somebody I already trusted. So, the small fear that was coming, I was actually dismissing it. My instinct that was speaking to me, I was actually dismissing it, because I felt that he was not going to do anything bad to me. But I was so wrong. And so that was how this guy went to my bag, locked the door. And the guy that was acting all kind right now, and this time, the light in the laptop just went off, and the room became dark. And I put it on again, because at that time I was already feeling so uncomfortable. So after I locked the room and faced back and turned to me, it was just changed his voice. The man that was all loving, the guy that was all loving now, became a beast within a twinkle of an eye. He just said, will you shut up your mouth and sit down there